Welcome to a little production breakdown of the music I did for the short film TRIAM for the University CEV in Madrid. So if we just look into the session here, you can see that it's a pretty big session. There's a lot of tracks. There's a ton of going on, but it's mostly really easy to get through once you started. Let's just, for example, play the intro so you see what we're talking about.
Once more he sees his companions' faces, livid in the first faint light, grey with cement dust, nebulous in the mist, tinged with death in their uneasy sleep. At night, under the heavy burden of their dreams, their jaws move, chewing a non-existent turnip. Stand back, leave me alone, submerged people, go back into your mist. It's not my fault if I live and breathe, eat, drink and sleep. I am the master of my fate. I am the master of my soul.
So as you can see, there's already a lot going on, but it's harmonically it's just medians which get transposed into a different key in the second part.
Once more,
but nothing extraordinary. Just a lot of different pads that I created or presets I took and layered on top to create this kind of sound. Let me just solo them all. I like this median sound because it really gives this feeling of otherworldliness, as for example also in the Lord of the Rings series, where it's really prominent in the score. Other than that, I also added a bass synth, which is pretty dominant in the score, in the beginning at least. And then there's some guitars which are played clean. And the guitar also has some granular delay on it through my modular synth that really makes it stand out. It makes it sound a bit more nice and a bit more unique, which I also did in the credits, which we will of course see later. Yeah, I think that's about the intro already. It's not much going on. It's just simple, a bit of layering, a bit of processing with everything, but really simple. So just a bit of EQing, console, and the sketch cassette, which gives it a pretty nice lo-fi ambient sound. Then let's go to the main part. Yeah, let's maybe stop it at here. There's not much else happening, but I think these are all the sounds I used. Again, it's really simple. It's 3 different kinds of melodies. Just the beginning here, then there's this B part melody, and then with a C part, which is a bit more complex, like here. But melodically, as you can see, there's really not a lot going on. This is my most exquisite melody for the part. Really simple, just a lot of dissonances to get the viewer into this weird world, this really strange and mad world of slavery and robots. But yeah, I think the focus of the whole thing is of course the production. Let's maybe start with the drums as by themselves. So yeah, I wanted the kick to have a lot of punch. So I have some samples together that really have this punch from a guy called Bunting, which has really good samples for kicks. And the snare also is really punchy, and just a lot of different snares added on top of each other and layered. And then a bit of saturation and compression to get the punchiness I want. But yeah, these are the main drums, I would say, the kick and the snare. They are also quite short to give room for the rest of the drums and also the synths, of course, especially the sub. So the kick is really short. Just like an 8th or 16th note even to give space. Other than that, there's a lot of additions to drums. There's some breaks and some acoustic drums that get layered into there. There's some accents and some little cuts in the movie that get then accentuated through the drums. We also have really simple hi-hats. Again, quite high, quite punchy, just the attack. Some toms. I really love the toms from the Lin drum machine. They're so good, so full, and I would just wanted them in there for some fill up and again some breaks. And yeah, let's go on. Maybe not to the synth. Let's keep the best for last. But to the effects, which are also a huge part of the whole production for me, and really what is a lot of fun, but also really hard and a lot of time consuming to get all these in the different and the right spots. So yeah, here's some examples from all the different effects I have. There's a lot of rises to it. Some weird effects also from the Bounting sample pack, which I can just recommend really much. So some of these transitional and weird sci-fi sounds, and then some more just glitchy and weird sounds to give some texture, to add and give some ear candy to the whole thing. Because I feel like when you only have the synth, it kind of sometimes feels too steady, too perfect. And this ear candy really helps to just color every part a little bit differently with some different samples and different things happening all around. Here's also a full version of the effects that I then ran through my modular synth to get some weird effects and glitches. Just to add a bit more color even to the effects. So yeah, let's talk about the good part, the synthesizers. First, maybe let's start with the subs, because I'm really proud of them. I think they sound really good and really give the whole thing the atmosphere and the depth and the bass that it just needs. Subs are inspired by the tutorial of Mr. Bill, which I can link down below, which is really awesome for subs, and it really opened my eyes on how to use subs in a score, because they have to be so much louder than I expected to be, especially in electronic music. And yeah, I think they work quite well and just add so much depth to the whole thing. If you look here, You can even see how loud they really are. So they're really the loudest thing in the whole piece, but because of how human hearing works and everything with the Fletcher Munson, it doesn't really matter. The subs have to be loud so they are heard. So don't worry about looking there and just trust your ears on how they or when they sound good to you. Another thing you can see with the sub is that they of course are heavily sidechained against the kick to give the kick space when it's there. So let's maybe listen to the drums or the kick and snare together with the sub to get an impression on that. Yeah, let's go on. The next sub I have is inspired by Hypnocurrency by Rez and Deadmau5, and it sounds like this. I just love this Rezi OTT super saw that is just filtered and then really low. And then there's some more hypno stuff here from there. But here you can also see that they don't sound as good on their own, but if you add the sub to them, it just is so much more deep and it has so much more bass and energy to it, which I really love. I will keep the subs active now, so you can always keep that in mind that they're on, but they really help to making everything sound more energetic. Next up we have the growls, which are of course in a dubstep piece have to be there. If you want to learn how to make subs, I can make a tutorial about that, but there's also thousands of tutorials on YouTube to check that out, so I don't have to explain everything, I think. But as you can see, there's a lot of processing on the growls just to make them sound nice. Phaser Flanger, which is one of my favorite Ableton plugins, and a lot of formant filters to give it this really growly and throaty sound. Let me play it again. But yeah, you have to have some growls in your dubstep, otherwise why are you even doing dubstep? Alright, let's move on to these. These are inspired by Turbo Killer from Carpenter Brut, that's where they call Turbo Bass. I modeled the synth after that. It's just a saw wave with a lot of distortion and a lot of overdrive and saturation on top. A lot of high end to give this really noisy feel, but it has so much energy and it adds really to the piece. Here we have a lot of synth that I made in Serum and that just add to the little madness of the piece. Yeah, really nice. A lot of stuff going on. Here's a bandpass synth. A bit crushed synth. And this really nice slowed down and pitched down dubstep growl, which just then sounds really awesome. So what you can hear here is what's played in the credits, and it's really simple. It's just the guitars I played in the intro as well. But here I just took the part that is coming from my modular synth, from the granular delay and the reverb I have. So this is all just modular synth, weird echo and reverb from the guitars that are played in the intro. But I just love the space that they give and the energy that they give, and they still have this kind of synthetic touch to it because of the granular echo. So I felt it was really nice echo of the whole piece with this weird translation of guitar, metal, and dubstep, electro, EDM. So this was my breakdown for the score of the short film TRIAM that I did. I want to do a lot more production breakdowns and tutorials on this channel, so I hope you're interested, and yeah, enjoy your day. Hope to hear from you soon.